Alright, hello everybody. Today we'll be taking a look, finally, we're finally taking a look at the new Ninjago Season 13 2020 summer releases. I can't believe I'm finally saying those words because I thought I'll be saying those words in June, but the sets never came out in June because of the pandemic, and the sets has been heavily delayed. Not till August 24th when they finally came out for US and Canada, and I can't be more grateful to finally have this set. So this is the small one. This is a $25 set. Keep in mind this is a Canadian price. So yeah, it's a small set. It's actually not a lot. You get a pretty small dragon, 2 minifigs, and a really small side build. And I'll show you that in a second with the box, but I'll tell you why in a second why this is very much worth your bang for your buck. But without further ado, Woo's Battle Dragon. Let's take a look right at this set. Alright, here is the box. Once again, I said this is a $25 set, so you can't really expect too much out of this box. It's actually, yeah, so it's pretty small, and just the artwork on this box. Gotta sometimes appreciate Lego for the work in the artwork. It looks very volcanic. Looks like a whole scene is going on here, and they really have changed the format of this box without a doubt. So really appreciate the change here. So this is set 71718 with 321 pieces, and on the back of the box here doesn't really show much actually. The fact that the dragon doesn't actually have a lot of play features, but yeah, it just shows the only play feature you have is the shootable crossbow from Gleck. And yeah, so that is the box. Now, I will try my very best to not spoil anything about the season for those of you who haven't watched the season yet. At the time of the recording of this video, I believe the season's already out. You can already watch it. So even if you don't care about spoilers, I'm going to respect those who don't want spoilers, to not spoil anything, but to really only say my opinions just purely on the set, not the lore of this dragon or anything. So I will say though, I have seen the new season. It is a very good season, and I highly recommend you check out the season. I think this season 13, this season is it's a lot better than season 12 and 11. In my opinion, I really think this one, Ninjago is at its best in terms of like the new era of Ninjago. So I'll say that. But this is Woo's Battle Dragon, a very straightforward build, as you can see, given the fact that this set is $25. The wings are done very nice though. The wings are using a sheet of plastic. Very nice exclusive piece print there. Tail, very long tail surprisingly. And just the overall size of this dragon is pretty small. So if I zoom this out, you can actually see it's pretty small. So it's actually not that big. That's why I can actually quite zoom in quite a bit to show you the set. Now, articulation, dragon does not fail to impress. Can move this. You can't really move the joints too well because it is locked in place with these things. You can't move the ankles, which is built very tiny. And the same back here, but you can of course move this all the way back if it's flying, you know, to get it in its flying position. Then you can just simply do this and do swoops and everything. So it's done exceptionally well, you know, given the fact that the build of this is very simple, very tiny, not too many pieces were involved. It does its job at least. And the main body build, just a couple small big pieces. And then the tail here, you can move this up and down, but then it switches to ball joints once. So this part is just lightsaber hilt and receiver there, but then the rest of the tail here is all ball joints, mixo ball joints, and it's a very long tail, and you can definitely not snap it off, but you can pose this tail in a lot of different ways and a lot of different positions and articulations, you name it. This dragon, like I said, for a small dragon, there's certainly a lot of posability for a small dragon like this. So there's that. The head, Also, this part is on lightsaber hilt, but then the rest here is all ball joints. The head build itself is completely brick builds. I remember some people saying brick built heads are a lot better than like specifically molded heads. I can see why, but in this point, this brick built head here, it's good, but it could use improvement. It looks okay. I think it looks pretty good, but doesn't look really realistic in my opinion. It doesn't really look like a dragon to me. And so I think maybe since this was a brick head anyways, just maybe add a little more finesse to the head and just give a little more detail to the head, because it's kind of a letdown. I'm not too happy with the way this head turned out, but I guess it's fine. Well, after all, this is a pretty small dragon, so what did I expect? And then as for the wings, like I said, the wings here use this very nice plastic, very nice sheen. I love the printing on here. It's done very well. In the very end, you can see there's these golden spikes, and you can, of course, you can flap them. They are on ratchets, so you can fold it all the way out like this if you want, but of course I like to have it on a little angle. And yeah, apart from that, the main head build itself, the whole dragon's fine. Just the head that's disappointing. And of course, like I said with the wings, the Skull Sorcerer's Dragon uses fabric for the wings, I'll tell you that right now, but this dragon here continues to use plastic, and I think the plastic here works. Imagine, I think if this was using fabric, it wouldn't look, or it wouldn't be quite as aesthetic, because it'll just drip down. So because this is a living hat, has more flesh than bones, so it's important to keep these wings basically intact, make sure it doesn't look bony. Apart from that, and then one more thing for this dragon, you can sit here, the reins for Wu to sit on the pilot seat, hold on to this and fly the dragon into battle. Apart from that, yeah, so like I said, since this is a small dragon, you couldn't expect too much out of it, but it does its job quite well. And make no mistake, Lego could use improvement on the head. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's it for the dragon. And then the side build here, we just got a mini little stand. Of course, this side build can be integrated into the board game, which you can play if you get all of the Ninjago Summer 2020 release sets. Apart from that, very nice stand which contains one of the Unity blades, which of course I won't spoil the purpose of, but just say these blades serve a pretty big purpose in the season, and it's just a very nice piece. And seeing that there's a skull right here at the end of the handle, if the camera will focus, maybe I can show you that. There you go. You can see the skull at the very end, and it's just a very nice piece overall. The camera is not in focus at all. Hello. There we are. Yeah, so of course you can get multiple of these in later sets, and yeah, apart from that, that is this little small side build to hold this important blade and piece. Alright, minifigures. There is only 2 minifigures included in the set, but I believe these are some pretty decently good minifigures, especially the Wu here. Sensei Wu here looking like an absolute legend. You know, he is Hero Wu, as they would call him right now, and he really looks like an armored warrior ready to fight. Gotta love the new color of his iconic rice farmer hats. It is actually, the color is actually a lot darker. They changed it, but then now you can actually see the inside of his face. New facial expression with the beard. The beard has always been the same. He's got a shoulder armor here now. Back print right there. You can see got his little bow right there. His staff kind of changed. This kind of looks like Darth Maul's double-bladed lightsaber now. But you know, obviously it's a staff. But it really, yeah, if you change out these 2 brown lightsaber hilts to translucent red, Wu here is basically holding Darth Maul's double-bladed lightsaber. Just a fun fact to point it out. And the torso print there. So after all, overall, this is a very good Wu figure. One of the best Wus I've seen for quite a while. Yeah, definitely looks better than his normal versions of himself. So there's that. And then the other figure included in this set is Glek. I'm just gonna call him a goblin, though in the season it means he's a different species, but he's Gleck, that's his name. He's got a crossbow here with a stud shooter crossbow, which I won't shoot, but you get the gist of it. He's on a, just realized not push all the way in. He's on the tinier torso print here, which you can't really rotate the legs. Galvanized like there. You got the quiver at the back for his crossbow, and then you move that up. Take his head. He does have an alternate face, kind of like a more scared looking face. So yeah, two minifigures, Wu and Gleck, both pretty good looking figures. So that is it for the minifigures. So for a $25 set, so this is the smallest set. This is the small one. Pretty much, it's a steal. For a $25 set, you can get Wu, you can get Gleck, and yeah, you have to get this set. Like, I mean, I really try my best not spoil what happens in the season 13 storyline. So, of course, if you haven't watched it yet, and go watch it. If you don't have an interest in seeing it, I'm still not spoiling it anyways for the sake of others who want to watch it, as I've said earlier. So, but I'll tell you right now, this dragon build set here is very much worth it because the dragon plays a pretty incredible role in the season, I'll say that. And yeah, you get the Wu figure. The Wu figure looks absolutely amazing. Apart from that, the side build, is part of the board game that you can play if you combine all the 2020 sets together. But apart from that, yeah, that's pretty much it. The dragon, kind of wish the head was slightly built with a little more finesse, a little more detail. But I think, this is a pretty small dragon, and LEGO really did their job to keep the price low, so they couldn't offer too much. And so I'm going to give this final grade a 7 out of 10. Yeah, but I would say do recommend it, even with my 7 out of 10 review on this set. So, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button on this video, because I'll be continuing to pumping more LEGO Ninjago Summer 2020 sets coming your way. Don't worry, I didn't do all of them, but I've got a good handful of the sets, including the Legacy stuff. So if you do, be sure to not miss them out, and definitely subscribe if you want to see those up here. And yeah, that's it for this one. Talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.